Veg and this drink.
कंटिन्यूटी
15 મિનિટ માં
हाँ अभी बोला किधर बोला है वहाँ पे
આપણે જઈએ ને
हाँ
do it after tea break.
हाँ
That's what you do, no?
हाँ पर अभी कंटिन्यू बोलो So, again, coming back to our actual syllabus. Altogether, we are supposed to check, understand, read these 5 things in the pulse. First, balance imbalance, ama agni, then vata movement, vata is going in which direction. So, we were supposed to do these 3 things today because looking at your enthusiasm, energy level, interest. Ma'am is suggesting us to take this 2 also, if you allow, if you
Only
agree.
if you have energy, otherwise
If
we
you-
don't do it.
If you all,
We can do it next time.
as you suggest and agree.
Who has energy?
Huh?
Energy. Who is wanting to learn more?
Yeah, that is there. We have we have the tea break. Yeah, tea coffee break is there. Just in 2 minutes, they already asked us to go to come back. Okay, but if you say then accordingly, we can come back and start. That's fine with this? Yeah. What's your
Energy and enthusiasm is one thing, but overloaded in the head is
We don't want to make the khichdi of knowledge. And something is better than nothing.
I think so.
So end of the day, it shouldn't be like this, that you leave this room without anything. So whatever and however, think and then let us come back after tea. How you feel? We are open, we are fine. And we have time only today for the pulse. We don't have time, another session, like another day. Because every day we have the different plan.
So then let's finish.
Let's do it.
Sorry?
Let's do it. I think we.
Yeah,
We don't have time for it.
we take a break, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, then come back with energy and then we start again. Yeah?
Well, you see how many questions today, so we gotta at least get through.
Like excitement also to go somewhere outside, okay, we go to there and there instead of sitting all day in the room. But they are very happy. And because that only, they thought, why not? To complete this 2 more steps this time, why to keep pending for 1 more year when we see us again in the next year and no, that's not to have a long waiting. So, also, while having the tea outside, there was a good sharing by Kafir. I would like, I'm very, very, very happy to listen and understand his thought. Yeah, maybe you can share your, yeah. Please.
So I actually came from Sri Lanka, so I actually got my visa on Tuesday, so it was a rush. So I booked the tickets and just get here. So initially I planned to stay till 3rd. So what happened was recently, today after this session and then learning the knowledge and practicing, and also the energy in the room of everyone, I plan to like extend and stay more so that I can actually practice in Nadi Shakti or go through whatever the patients are there. Thank you very much, everyone. So it's really great meeting, and it's a great energy. So thank you.
Good.
Wonderful.
Great.
Wonderful.
So now, to continue our session further with the step 4, to understand if any dhatus, means tissues, are vitiated, disturbed, if any of tissues are affected by any of dosas, if dosas are imbalanced, aggravated, disturbed, vitiated, then what they are doing and how we understand it from the pulse. So I request Dr. Ronak to explain that part again about disturbance in the dhatus, tissues. Okay?
So in the morning we spoke about doshas aggravated. Now this is the 4th concept where we are going to learn about what happens when doshas pollutes the dhatu, the tissues. Right? The aggravated doshas, when it moves to the different tissues, what are the symptoms they produce and how you can find it out from the pulse. So there is a concept, the concept number 1, which is VAT, we write it as tissues, swelling, which is the Rasavaha Shrotas blockages in the Rasavaha Shrotas, and how you can find it from the pulse. Rasavaha Shrotas or the plasma channels. And the 5th is low circulation, which is the blockages in the circulatory channel or the Raktavaha Shrotas. To explain the concept of VAT, if we go a little bit back, where we studied about doshas with the affinity towards a particular dhatu or the tissues, vata being mobile, and with the air and ether, it likes to stay in the hollow cavities inside the bones. It has the affinity towards the bone or the asti dhatu. So when it gets aggravated, it moves. Right? We spoke about the horizontal concept with vata moving up 1 level, 2 level, 3 level. VAT is a concept where vata moves downwards. It doesn't go up towards pitta or kapha. It moves actually downwards towards wrist. And then it comes back. Right? So if you imagine from here, from the index finger, this goes down towards the wrist and it comes back. What are the symptoms that you see when you see VAT bath pulse? What happens? It goes to the bones. Yes. Right? It dries up the bones. Vata being ruksha or dry, it dries up the bones. So it can create osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, right? The stiffness, the sound, difficulty in walking, right? How do you treat it? With the astidhatu or the bone tissue nourishing diet, the calcium rich food, for example like spinach, sesame, right? Also herbs wise, we can give Pain Mukti Santikal and Pain Mukti MJ is what we use to treat osteoporosis and osteoarthritis, or the pain and the stiffness. The simple picture would be, let's just imagine Vata is here, the Apana Vata. This is the region, the colon, right? In this particular pulse, Vata moves from here to down. Towards the wrist means down, not up, right? In the other concept we learned about, where it goes one up, so from colon to here and then to the chest. In this particular concept, Vata moves from the pelvic area downwards towards the knee or the ankles or the legs. The further you feel Vata going down means the further the pain is. From the knee to the calf to the ankles. So this is an example how you can feel cervical spondylosis from the pulse, like Dr. Hemang was explaining about the combinations, if you remember. Right? We didn't speak then about VAT Vata. So when you add Pitta aggravated, Vata aggravated, VAT Vata is the Vata moving into the bones or the Astidhatu. Vata moving to up is here in the neck region, and Vata moving around. So Vata moves around in the spine, that's when it produces the cervical spondylosis. Now when it's a lumbar spondylosis, what would be the difference?
Two.
Yes, in case of cervical it's 2 up. In case of lumbar, you may or you may not feel Vata going 1 up.
Right.
Right? So that's how you can identify lumbar spondylosis from the pulse.
Does it have to turn the first Vata to have
Moving around.
yeah, but moving on, the Vata has to move around. What does that mean in this case? That Vata is
The circular movement. The circular movement of Vata in the previous combination.
Yeah.
So Vata moves Apana Vata, right? The place of Apana Vata is in the pelvis. Okay, so when it moves in the circular direction, it moves all over the place in the pelvic area. And it moves sideways to the spine. Right? That's when it produces this kind of symptoms.
Thank you.
So, shall we practice?
So many slides. And we keep them.
पहला एक बार हम लोगों ने concept cover बढ़िया है ना? सिर्फ नहीं तो एक pages है.
Great. We love
So
practice.
we do the practice, understanding. So we keep registering our knowledge in the deep brain.
And also practice of taking the pulse.
Good? Sorry? No, yes. No practice.
No, I said
We can do a quick practice.
So what we are supposed to do in this practice, what we are supposed to see, what we are supposed to check.
For downward movement.
Yes.
What does it feel like though?
Okay.
That's
Okay.
my question. We do not have, we don't have the
you want to know that you are coming again.
So, normally, in the last part, we have seen that to check the movement, vata movement, horizontally towards this direction. Okay? We discussed this in the detail. Correct?
Yes.
Now, in this, we are talking about VAT. Okay? Is the name of the pulse. Okay. Now, in this pulse, what we are supposed to feel, understand, see, check in the pulse, this direction, the vata pulse horizontally, we will see that it's moving in the wrist direction, the other direction, towards the wrist. Towards the wrist. So now when you check the pulse, see that, is there the vata movement in the other direction? If yes, how it is? Strong or less strong? You will see different possibility. Maybe just like this. Maybe you will have this way possibility. Maybe you will have this type of the possibility. Different. When you see the pulse, when you see that sometimes straight going and coming back, sometimes it's breaking, but medium level breaking, and here it's very thin thread, like a very slow pulse and very light pulse, but towards the wrist direction. Means what? What does it mean?
Going down. Going down.
Yeah, going down is one thing. It's in this direction means indicating what? When the pulse is going in this direction means getting the bonds. Something wrong with the bonds.
Something wrong with the bone.
What does it mean? Who does the wrong? Something wrong with the bond? Who does? Who is vata? What is the nature of vata?
Trying.
Drying. If it is drying, what it will do?
Dries the bones.
Yeah.
Dries the bone.
Yeah, dries the bone means develops and creates degenerative changes. Degenerative changes. Damages cartilage, bone. Correct? And that is what? Osteoarthritis, osteoporosis, osteopenia. Correct? Because the aggravated vata, disturbed vata going towards to the bones and develop this condition. Now, the more damage means this condition, medium damage means this, just early stage means this. Sometimes we see that early arthritis, sometimes we see osteoporosis, sometimes we see osteopenia. So, is osteopenia, is osteoporosis, the more you see the degenerative changes. So the concept what we need to remember is pulse is moving towards the wrist in this vata to this direction first, and second how strong it is. Okay? Yes, Dr. Steve.
I just have a little difficulty conceiving of this, because when we looked at the vertical movement before, we had three.
Sorry.
Right.
When
Where do you feel
we
it?
looked at you got a concept that you could detect the vata moving from one to another, but we're not going to put a finger on the lower part now. So what reference point do we have?
So we are supposed to see the things one after another. First, when we place the finger, imbalance, balance, Ama Agni, Vata movement in this direction, then to see if Vata is going in this direction also or not. Yes, going, not going, finish. Then the next, whether heat is there or not, yes or no, veg is there or not, one after other. All this, like us, what are the steps we are supposed to check? There is a checklist we need to check.
Dr. Hema, just wait. Follow the process. How to combine, we will show you. Because हमारा पूरा नहीं था आज एक बार होगा.
So just to follow like this way to understand, checking, and automatically you will get it.
Yeah.
May I?
Yeah,
I was
please.
diagnosed with osteopenia.
Yeah.
So could you use me as an example and
Yeah,
see
sure.
if
Good
you
idea.
feel
But
this
how do you feel it
downward
going from the
flow?
Yeah.
finger to the wrist when there's
Yeah.
nothing else
So
to feel? That's
you check the pulse and see that whether you are feeling that the pulse is moving towards the wrist direction or not. You check. Maybe couple of all of you can check and see if that is there or not. Automatically we will come to know.
So we have 3-4 confirmed cases.
Yeah.
Dr. Ronak has identified.
Yes. See. I am here. You do, not me. First, how to hold? Is a newborn baby. His hand is a newborn hand. So hold like such a way. Now it is not a such a position. You feel the pulse comfortable. You will have if you are not proper position, yes. Now you don't need to. Please first lesson, location, all perfect. Now close your eyes. Now head down and listen and see them. Now here in this case you will see only the movement. Whether you feel anything from Vata to in this direction, wrist direction. Any movement towards the wrist. Just only that. Just if
I feel
yeah.
in Vata
Yeah.
finger.
Yeah. And
I'm not sure.
moving towards the wrist.
Yeah, I want to go to sleep.
Your chair.
Yeah.
Take that.
So maybe you can go to tell Dr.
Yeah, yeah, now you check.
हमने भी किया जरा डॉक्टर
Not that.
It's a very yeah, I don't think it's the first
What if, which So what do I have? So no arm, nothing.
Whenever you stand up, yeah, you're here. Okay, great.
And he also has the Vata going 3 levels up.
And where? Venus
There's no bone thing, right?
Just 2 more minutes.
So he's doing good. He's doing very good.
Yeah.